I'm here with Golgoth of Holle, Dark Templar, and Teku. And we're going to play some Chronicles of Darkness. This is the second City Chronicle, our actual play. We are kind of on the second half of Chapter 5 of our first story of Mice and Men. If you've been following along with it, if you subscribed, thank you very much. We appreciate having you. If you've been following along here, you'll realize that we kind of have been splitting our chapters into two parts to make these recordings about an hour long, which seems to be the preferred length of time for most people when it comes to these actual play recordings. But yeah, if you like us and you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you want to be notified when new content comes out, again, we try to do one of these a week. But we also have some GM tips that come out as well to coincide. Please hit that bell and you'll be notified of when we put up new posts. You can always meet us on our Discord. Come hang out and talk with us there, or put comments down below. We'd love to hear from you. With that, though, we're going to jump back into the game here, and we're going to focus on Vahilo now, Vahilo's character, Vinnie. So, where did we leave Vinnie last?
So I know that Vinnie was getting ready to attend an event at the Pui Tak Center.
That's right, because you had spoken with David Wei, and
that is correct.
You worked out a deal about the dump trucks, right? About the trash.
Yeah, doing some garbage collection in Chinatown.
Yeah,
and then helping out David Wei with some extra cash jobs as they came up.
Right. Okay. And so yeah, he invited you to head over to the Pui Tak Center because there is a group there that he thought that you would be able to take advantage of.
Absolutely.
That would be beneficial for you. Yeah, about 7 p.m. So it is cold, it's dark, but it is warm and bright in the Pui Tak Center as you're coming in. As you enter, there's a number of people there. The most distinctive thing about them is that they're not Chinese. There are some, but large number of them are not Chinese like you. And Chinatown is rather ethnic. Like, there are a lot of Chinese. Not entirely. Mm-hmm. There's still a good number of people that are African American, Caucasian, but by and large, it's a high-density Chinese population. And this particular group that's in the Pui Tak Center, which is a Chinese community center, is not Chinese. They're kind of in the lobby talking with each other as you walk in. They are dressed in loose-fitting clothes, not quite workout clothes. They're not like yoga pants, but they're kind of loose-fitting cotton pants.
They're comfortable.
They're comfortable clothes, yeah, kind of flowy, but not. They look like you could. Yeah, they're good for being comfortable, being able to move around, but they're not like exercise apparel. But they all have mats rolled up and slung over their shoulders, kind of like yoga mats.
Okay.
And that's what you see when you walk into the center at 7, close to 7.
Is there like a front?
Yeah, there's a desk
and a table.
Yeah.
Yep. I want to go up to that front desk.
Yeah. And there's a woman there. She smiles and greets you. She's got a bit of a Cantonese accent, but she speaks pretty good English. That it's not hard to understand her. She says, "Good evening, sir. How can I help you?"
Yes. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well.
That's great to hear. I was invited here tonight by a friend of mine. His name is Charles Wei.
Charles Wei? You mean David Wei?
Oh, sorry. Yes, David. I was thinking about a different person that I worked with named Charles. Yes, David Wei.
That's okay. Yes, you're probably here for the session, the motivational session.
That would be it.
Ah, good. Then those are your people there. And she points over to the group in the loose-fitting clothes. They're just gathering before they head in. They'll open the door up in about 5 minutes or so.
Okay. Is David Wei here this evening?
He usually leads the sessions now that that Albert is no longer with us.
Okay, so is he here? Is he just inside?
I saw him come in a little while ago, so he's probably just getting ready.
Okay, I'll just go in and see if he needs any help.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I'll just go and kind of
Yeah, so you
open the
make your
door and kind of.
yeah you make your way into the group of people there that are kind of standing around. They're at the top of some stairs, but they're not heading down the stairs. They're kind of lingering at the top, and yeah, you try to make your way past them, and one guy just kind of holds his hand out. He's like, "Hi, um, do you know where you're going?"
Absolutely, yeah. I was invited by my friend David Wei.
Oh, I see. Um, well, we're not quite ready to start yet. Um, Master Wei is preparing the room,
Okay, well, I was going to go in and see if he needed any help in order to do that.
and and he kind of smiles. He says, "No, the he'll be just fine. This is your first time, I think, eh?"
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Just my name's Michael.
Nice to
I,
meet you, Michael. I'll hold out
I
my hand to shake his hand.
yeah, I've been part of the sect of Jiaozhenji for a number of years now. Um, it's a wonderful program. Was it David that invited you? Sorry, Master Wei that invited you.
Yes, it was.
Oh, he must see potential in you then.
Well, I don't know if I can figure out why, but
Oh,
we have some business deals together, and he invited me to come take part with you guys.
oh well, the sect of Jiaozhenji is all about figuring out our potential. So we don't know it when we start, but we certainly learn it as we progress.
Sure, sure.
No, I am very
So
sure. Yeah.
I obviously didn't dress apparently appropriately, or I don't have anything else with
Oh,
me.
right. He says, "Don't worry, we have extra mats. You never have to come prepared the first time. It's just here to see if you think it's valuable, and if so, then you can sign on, and you can buy the outfits and stuff like that. Just it's almost like if you take karate or judo or something like that, right? You never actually come, prepared the first time. Don't worry, we all have been in your shoes, right? And right, and he kind of looks around. He's like, "Oh, isn't that right, Leica?" And a smaller Chinese woman says, "Oh, hi." Right, and she extends her hand to you.
And I'll say for him.
Yeah, she says, "I'm Leica. You're new."
Yes, David Wei just invited me to come
Oh,
check this out earlier today.
oh, you must have potential.
That's what I'm told.
Well, you'll find it if you do. Right? We all do, right? We just have to be shown where it's at. And
All right,
and with that,
I'll
you can
I'll
you can
believe you.
you can kind of hear a sort of chime, almost like a deep resonating whoom sort of thing like that, and you hear a door open. Oh, it's time, right? And everybody kind of starts making their way down the stairs.
Okay. So I'll follow down.
Okay. And there's a set of double doors. They've kind of got that wire meshed glass window. You know what I'm talking about, like the safety glass window in them, right? And they open out, and inside it looks very much like almost like a dance studio. It's got a one wall that's all mirror with a bar and a wood floor. On the far end, they've got a bit of a slightly like a one-step up raised platform, and behind it are a number of those sort of paper screens that have various characters on them, various symbols of different religions. There's the Om, there's the Eightfold Path, right? The wheel. There's a cross and a crescent, and a number of different symbols that are religious, but also other writing in various languages. You can see Arabic, and you can see Chinese and Sanskrit and a whole bunch of other things there, as well as English, that are really just when you see the English, you realize that it's the slogan of the Oracle at Delphi, which is "Know thyself."
Okay.
And and everybody begins to sort of take positions. Michael hands you a rolled up mat. He's like, "You can use this one. Just fall in line. You'll see. You got to take your shoes off, though."
I'll take my shoes off, and I just want to find a spot kind of, kind of on the side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're kind of on the, you're not front and center, that's for sure. And
nope, that's not where I want to be.
No, close to the door, right? Yeah. Yeah, and so there you are, and it's everybody kind of positions themselves and things like that, and they kind of, some of them are stretching and kind of rubbing their shoulders or their muscles and stuff like that as they kind of stretch out, but they're all kind of on their knees with their feet kind of folded under their rear ends, that sort of position, just kind of sitting there with their hands on their laps, and they get situated, and a door up near that little raised area opens up, and out walks in a more elaborate dress, I guess, a more elaborate outfit. David walks out, and he steps to the center of the raised area. The door closes behind him. Steps to the center of the raised area and bows to everyone. They bow down by bending at the waist, right? Because they're all kind of on their knees. And he sits down on a cushion. There's 3 cushions up there. He sits down on the cushion, one of the smaller cushions to the left of a large central cushion. And there's another smaller cushion to the right of that large central cushion. And he says, "Good evening, everyone. And to any of you that are new, a very special welcome. Tonight we will continue with our understanding of control, reaching those deep places where our emotions can sometimes get the better of us." And he begins to go into a bit of a talk. It's very much kind of a talk about self-control, and really kind of a lot of that, what's it called now? Where if you will it, it will happen, sort of thing. That the universe will respond to your positive choices, but you need to control yourself, right? It's it's that emotion clouds judgment. We have to control our emotions. We have to very much put our emotions at the service of our minds, and so he will start to lead them through a sort of meditation and the like. You can, while you're here, do meditation. The way meditation works in this game, it would be the same way that prayer would work. It's for centering, and it allows you to have a bonus on breaking point rolls. So if you do wish to meditate, you get bonuses given the environment. So I don't know if you want to engage in the meditation that he's walking people through or not, but it's up to you.
Well, initially I'd kind of be looking at it, just trying to see if there's anything mm, where maybe I was kind of lured here with nefarious means, I guess. Like, I don't know if I fully would get into a meditation this time.
Yeah, no, that's
Um,
totally what I
because
expected.
I'd still be a little bit skeptical of David Wei kind of inviting me. So it might be like, I close my eyes, but I'm peeking through one just a little bit to see who's around me and
Right.
um,
Yeah.
all of that stuff. So I don't know if I'd
No,
fully kind of let my guard down and go into a full meditation.
that is what I expected. So cool. So yeah,
At least not this time.
you watch as other people are there, and you can tell that they're really focused. David seems as well to be extremely relaxed, and just natural. He's kind of guiding through breathing and things like that, and yeah, he's just trying to get people centered and the like, and yeah, people are there. You kind of have one eye open, looking around you. Everybody around you is pretty well into it, and he takes out one of those kind of sounding bowls, those Buddhist sounding bowls or singing bowls, and yeah, he kind of makes that sound. You notice that the door opens again near that raised area, and a gorgeous Chinese woman steps out and onto the raised platform, closing the door behind her. She's wearing a silk robe that's embroidered with all of these symbols and slogans and sayings and things like that as well. And you don't even hear her moving. She walks so delicately, and sits on the rather large cushion there. And once she's situated herself, he stops making the singing bowl sing, and then just kind of gives a.
Does she look familiar at all? Would I know her?
You have
Be able
never
to
seen her
recognize her?
before. You have never seen her before.
Okay.
No. And she's like gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful. Um, yeah, and David claps his hands, and kind of abruptly, just an abrupt clap, and everybody kind of straightens up, opens their eyes up, and he says, "Ascended Master Chao Dian is here with us now. Those of you who have registered for the private sessions, please come forward, and you may attend with her." Right, and some of the ones at the front, they get up and move to the front. They bow, and she kind of just bows her head and motions to the door off to the side where she came in through. And they take their mats. They roll up their mats with them. They take their mats with them and go off into that side room. And she then looks back at everybody else there and bows her head, and everybody kind of bows too. You kind of, after a 2-second delay also, oh yeah, and you kind of just follow along.
Yeah.
And then she stands up and quietly makes her way to the private session with those other three. David continues just to wrap up the session with more kind of positive talk. It turns into more of a almost like a seminar, right? He kind of stands up and starts giving a more of a like people just kind of relax and sit back, attentive sort of thing, as opposed to sort of quasi mystical meditation thing. He just gives a seminar on being the best person that you can be, finding your inner strength, how you can take what you've learned here and really be assertive, right? It's kind of this kind of confidence building, how to visualize what you want and go after it, that sort of thing. It really shifts almost to like a business-like presentation, to the point where when he's done, they applaud, which is strange by comparison to how it started out. And then he thanks them, and it's over in about, almost just under an hour is how long you spent here. Afterward, they kind of start rolling up their mats and start mingling and talking with each other. There's a bit of a buzz in the room and the like. Anything you'd like to do?
So, what does David Wei do just kind of after it ends and everybody's just kind of socializing?
He's just kind of, he's talking to people, shaking their hand. People are thanking him for the great talk and blah, blah, blah. And he says, yes, of course, no problem, right? And he's smiling. You never see him smile before, right? Like, he's kind of got a very different demeanor amongst these people. Not the strict businessman, but rather, the kind of the kind mentor sort of look. And he's making his way around to people. He'll eventually make his way over toward you, but he's not there yet.
So I just want to roll up the mat that I had used and kind of put it back. If there was kind of a storage area for those ones in the room, just kind of putting it back there.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of wait for David Wei to kind of make his way over to where I am.
Yeah, and he does, and he says, Mr. Rossi, I'm glad you came.
I'll extend my hand to shake his hand and say, when a client says that they think something would be pretty important for them, I always try to make time for that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And as you're doing that, he nods and he waves goodbye to some of the people that are leaving and stuff. He's like, so what did you think of our session?
Well, I could see that this group was pretty passionate into the types of things that you were teaching and talking about. Mm-hmm. I'll be honest, my first time I was kind of had more questions than maybe most, so I couldn't really fully immerse myself.
Of course. But, of course.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, he kind of waits till the last person leaves, right? And it's just the two of you there. He says, what I want you to understand, and now he's very serious, is that all of the people that you saw here tonight are paying members. So much so that they are also working members. These are the people
working for you,
and now working for you. These are the people that I want in those trucks.
Gotcha.
They all live in a building owned by the Benevolent Society.
Are they all new to Chicago?
No. But they all were lonely, desperate, burnt out, all seeking some way to find release. I know what their problem is. Their problem is emotion. Too much emotion. So we train them to let go of desire and disappointment and approach a sort of rule for life. Eventually, that has them working for me as they adopt the rule completely.
With all of this emotion, are any of them going to be seen as a liability, driving a truck with my name on it?
We help them manage their emotion to the point where it doesn't bother them.
Okay.
They might not be driving the trucks. They might just be riding the trucks. We'll make sure that the people that can drive them well. But yeah, these ones, they are in need of, well, helping us grow. We're always looking for a steady flow of new recruits. But,
Absolutely.
But we encourage a certain lifestyle, and that certain lifestyle requires us to, well, to kind of have a constant stream of revenue. It wouldn't do us very well if the Benevolent Society was always footing the bill.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, what do you think?
About the business plan? About the people here that we're working?
About being involved.
I don't mind being involved.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is something that I would come to on a weekly basis. Mm-hmm. I don't have an issue being involved.
Okay, I see. I thought perhaps you may want to have more than just money.
Well, let's see how these people work out, and then I'll see if I spend more and more time here.
That's your choice. That's your choice. Realize, though, that that any of them are vying to take the place of that vacant seat there. And he points to the other smaller cushion to the right, I guess to the left from your perspective, of the one that the woman sat down on.
Right.
It's been vacated recently. And whoever sits in that one, well, they will have a great deal of influence over a very lucrative community.
I'm going to assume that was Albert's seat.
Yes, Albert had that seat. We don't know where he is.
So what happens with that seat? You're just going to fill it? What if Albert comes back?
Well, if Albert comes back, then perhaps it's time for us to branch out.
So are you saying that if I attend regularly, that seat may be mine?
It looks good for us to have a non-Chinese in that seat, we've found. The sect seems to appeal to non-Chinese as a way of a sort of Eastern enlightenment of some sort. But really, it's yeah, it's no more Eastern than most business models. But it does help if we have the right kind of face sitting on that seat.
How often do you meet?
This group will meet twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Would I have to commit to every Tuesday and Thursday?
Oh, I wouldn't say you have to commit to every Tuesday and Thursday, but trust me, you will probably want to after a little bit. The benefits outweigh the cost.
All right, well, let me consider it. You've given me a lot to think about here, Mr. Wei.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Of course, if you choose not to, it won't affect our agreement with the trucks. But it is an opportunity
Absolutely.
that you may not want to pass up.
I can see that. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. As you stand
Great.
there.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you for the evening, and I'll shake his hand again. And
yeah, and he kind of double grasps your hand and bows while holding your hand and lets go. sort of thing, just to kind of turn it into from a shake to a bow sort of thing. As you do that, the door up near the raised area opens up, and the three that were doing their private meditation walk out. They look a little. Well, they look high, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they just kind of have that kind of vacant-eyed, kind of, strung out look. And
Right.
they kind of just make their way past you, don't even really acknowledge, and head out. One of them stops and has to turn around and put his shoes back on, like he was just about to walk out barefoot, sort of thing.
Well, I'll just kind of notice that, but I'm not going to kind of say anything about it to David. I'll just kind of take note of that private meditation that they've had.
Yeah, sounds good.
Then I'll put my shoes on and I'll head out of the room.
Yeah, sure thing. You make your way out. And where do you...
Is there anybody still lingering outside? Or have they all left?
You would just see the three that just left the room are on their way out the door. That's about it.
And there's no conversation with them. They're all just kind of quietly going out.
They're just, they literally put on their shoes and grab their coats and are making their way out the front door.
Okay. I'll follow them and head out to my vehicle. If at any point they stop to have a conversation, I want to engage in that conversation, but I don't want to be the one that starts it.
Okay. They will make their way kind of around the Pui Tak Center building and head down the road ways that there's that little side street again at that intersection where the accident occurred. And they all three of them kind of, rather than crossing on the crosswalk, they walk down a ways close to the Pui Tak and then cross, kind of jaywalking across the center of the street to the other side and head to a small walk-up house. Has multiple levels and stuff, and go inside. You can see it practically from the corner. You're waiting to cross basically until the light changes.
So just out of game, I'm assuming that's the walk-up that David was saying that the Benevolent Society owns.
You could assume that pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so I'll just take note of where that building is and that kind of stuff. I want to look at my calendar and see what my Tuesday and Thursday nights look like for the next few weeks.
Okay.
And kind of see if there's things that I can move things on my calendar to free up a little bit of that time to go to that meditation.
Yeah. If you want to make it happen, you can make it happen for sure. Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna jump back to Elliot then.
Woohoo!
Yeah, and because I think we'll be able to tie things together. You and Karen were leaving the library going to get something to eat at the university restaurant area, and it was probably like closer to noon, so about 7 hours prior to what happened with Vinnie there.
Sure.
Cool. And you guys, with what cash you have, you managed to buy some, I don't know, whatever, burgers or noodles or whatever you guys want.
Yeah.
And you go find a spot to sit.
Yeah.
And you notice that the blood on Karen's leg is, it's pretty well bleeding into the, like it's what am I saying? It's basically the spot is moving into the denim further.
Okay. Okay. And I noticed this. Is it what's plus composure?
Oh, you just know it. You know to look for it now, right? So you can look at it.
I'm like, so while we're eating, I'm gonna be like, I'll look at it and be like, Karen, I think that lady's right, Jen. I think we need to get that looked at. That's pretty serious. It's going through the bandages you brought me.
Yeah, it just does that. She didn't wrap it very well.
Yeah, but that's still a lot of blood. You're bleeding earlier and you're bleeding now. I think we probably should get that looked at.
She says, Elliot, I've been bleeding from it for over a week.
What? A week? Right, how are you able to stand right now?
Because it doesn't hurt.
But it's blood loss. Like, we need that stuff on the inside. It's coming out pretty good.
But she says, look, and she kind of pulls her leg up, right, and pulls the pant leg up and undoes the bandage. And
is it gruesome?
She shows you her calf, and something bit her. Like, there's definite puncture wounds in the muscle itself, but even on her shin, there's still more teeth marks on the top. Like something grabbed her by the lower leg.
Right.
Yeah. But it doesn't. You know how like old blood will smell, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't smell like that at all.
So what does it smell like?
It's got a not unpleasant fragrance, but it's not something that you can really recognize.
And it still looks fresh. Like it doesn't look like it's scabbing over.
It looks like it's kind of clotted, like it's not bright red blood, but like like a wound that hasn't quite scabbed yet, but it's stopped bleeding.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it's like it happened when my mom and my aunt.
The monster you were talking about did this to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks like it bit you. Like those are teeth marks, right?
Yeah, she says. Yeah, they are. And she kind of bundles up the bandage that's basically soaked.
Would I recognize that this would be a dog marking or like a canine like?
Do you have
marking?
any sort of animal ken or any sort of?
That animal ken that we always put dots into. One sec here.
The animal. Or do you have? What do you got? Investigation might help.
For our viewers at home or listeners at home, animal ken is obviously the greatest of all the
widely used
skills that you have ever. I can use what is it? Intelligence plus what? Investigation.
You could have intelligence plus investigation to realize what kind of bite it might be. But
I'm not gonna willpower it. I'm just gonna try it. Nope, I have fuck all know what it is.
Yeah, so you might say that it's.
I'd be like, that's like some kind of animal bite. Like that's not human teeth.
Right, she says it's not.
So what was it? Like you might have seen it.
I told you, it's a monster.
Okay. I'm gonna try to like wrap my head around it right now. Give me a sec. I just need to go to the washroom here.
Okay, she looks kind of worried as you say that.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I'm gonna just kind of mosey on to the lavatory there and yes, look at the mirror and be like, the fuck was that? I'm gonna try to steady myself here.
Okay, that sounds breaking pointish to me.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. That's
pretty fucked up, isn't it? I don't know about you, but that'd be pretty messed up to see.
Yeah. No, that makes total sense. So, so for any of you, whenever you think that your character would undergo a breaking point, you should say, I think my character would probably experience a breaking point from that, and that's cool. Breaking points drive things; they're not necessarily a negative. But what's your current integrity?
My current integrity, I believe, is 6.
6, cool. So that gives you a +1 to your resolve plus composure.
Resolve plus composure.
Yeah, witness something traumatic is enough to cause a breaking point. That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I have investigation still. Click.
Yeah. What's your virtue?
My virtue is charity.
Okay. And what's your vice?
Envy.
Neither of those are in play, I don't think.
Nope.
Witnessing the supernatural, nonviolent? No, not really. This is mostly just something that's disturbed, right? Something disturbing.
Spooked. I'm already spooked.
But you're spooked about. If you hover over spooked, it'll tell you what you're spooked about.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm spooked over the book. Have I gotten over that spookiness yet, or no? I'm just curious.
What does it say again?
Spooked by the letters in the thing.
Okay, but it has you resolve that when it causes you problems.
Yeah,
right?
I guess so. Yeah.
So
Okay.
if it causes you problems, then it'll resolve. But
Sure.
yeah, yeah. So I would say this is a weird wound, right?
Yep.
So I would say that it's a supernatural occurrence, but it's not a crazy supernatural occurrence. So I'm going to say.
Would I even know it's a supernatural occurrence? Like I could.
No, but your breaking points also kind of betray just that deeper sense that you have, right? So you don't have to know that it's supernatural for it to affect you because of that, right? So, yeah, it'll be resolve plus composure, and you get the +1 for your integrity. Did you want to spend willpower or not?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
And then it'll be -1 for a supernatural occurrence. So it'll just be your resolve plus composure.
Sure, let's give it a shot.
So you don't lose a point of integrity.
Good.
Maintain that. You do gain a condition. Shaken or spooked are going to be the conditions we're talking about here. Spooked, basically, you can see there. Shaken is similar to this one. Something's frightened you. Any place where that fear might hinder you, you can opt to fail the roll, or you are spooked in the sense that, right? You've seen.
No, I think I'm gonna go with the other one.
What's
I'll
that?
try the other one.
Shaken.
The shaken one. Yeah.
Okay. So it really scared you.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, it was fucked up. I was like, whoa, I haven't probably seen anything like that ever. I'm 16. So.
Yeah. So this is Karen's bite. Is what has shaken you. So again, anything whereby that fear, again caused by Karen's bite, right, might hinder you.
Yeah.
Okay, you can choose to, instead of rolling, just fail the roll.
Yeah.
And,
gotcha.
And that will resolve that condition. So.
Sounds good.
All right. There you are. So you kind of collect yourself in the bathroom.
Yeah. Splash some water on my face, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Take a piss.
Yeah.
Then wash my hands.
Yeah.
And then dry myself off a little bit there, and give her a couple slaps on the face there. Like, whew, okay, all right. That was fucked up, but she needs you. All right.
Okay.
And I'm gonna open the door.
Yep. All right. You head back over to her, and and she's just kind of sitting there poking at her food.
What's the matter?
She just kind of looks up at you and gives kind of a half smile. Says, "I just thought you were gonna run away."
No. I told you I'll be here. It's all new to me. That's all. It's a lot to take in. I'm sure you understand.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. So when I was at the library, the librarian there that we're talking to, Jin, remember him?
Jim, yeah.
Jin.
Jim,
Mm.
with an M.
Oh, that was Jin with like with I-N.
No.
J-I-N.
No.
Oh, Jim, sorry. Jim said he put in a good word for me if I applied here for work. What do you think about that?
That's cool. Making money's good.
Yeah, well, better than living in those shelters.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. Can we stay in a different shelter tonight? I think my uncle might start looking around the shelters nearby here.
Yeah, for sure. That makes total sense. Yeah, I'm sure we'll find one in the north.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about Jim? Did you trust him?
He seemed nice.
Okay.
He seemed like he wanted to help.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Well, I'm gonna grab one of these applications here and just fill it out. You want one as well?
I don't know if they'll hire me.
No, it's true. Right. Yeah, I guess you're a little younger than I am.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Just give me a second. I'm just gonna grab one of these
But
things.
maybe I could pass for 16.
Yeah. Whatever. Who knows?
Okay.
Be kind of cool working together.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. So walk over and grab some appies.
Yep.
Come on back. All right. So what do you want to do today?
I don't know. We could go to the mall again.
Okay.
Or we
Sure.
could-
Let's
or
do
we
that.
could- yeah. Or
Sure. You
we
want to
could,
be walking on that thing?
It doesn't hurt. I ran with it. I outran
That's
you.
so strange. I know, but that's so strange that it doesn't hurt. Like it's still bleeding.
There's a lot of strange stuff.
True, I agree, but like usually when you have a cut, especially on something that you're like using repeatedly, it would hurt. Like I know that if I had a cut that large, it would be pretty painful.
Mm-hmm.
It's strange that it's not.
It's really strange that it's not. Yeah.
Is that when I noticed it? Was it deep enough to like need stitches or no?
There's a bunch of punctures. Like it's not a slash so much as it's like literally like canine teeth would have like bit in and then popped out. Right. So, and then you can like if a dog had bit those, kind of dog like molars, those sharp dog molars.
Yeah,
left the impression, right? So,
before. Yeah, I've been bitten by a dog before.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. Okay, so yeah, let's head to the mall then. Let's blow this popsicle stand. I have also submitted those applications. They're right. I'm going to submit them.
Well done.
My reference is going to be Jim from the library.
Yeah. So you guys are kind of hopping trains and the like to get to where you want to get to. As you wait in one of the subterranean stations there.
Yep.
You hear a woman's voice. And
I hear a woman's voice?
Yeah. It's basically kind of after people have loaded onto the train and the train's pulled away, you're waiting for your next train, so the platform is relatively empty. It's not completely empty, but it's relatively empty. But you hear, Karen, I knew I'd see you again. And you look over and walking down the platform, coming from kind of like, it looks like she hopped up onto the platform from the tunnel, not like from the escalator or anything like that, is a woman who is she seems to be walking with a rather kind of cool and collected step, not really rushing, not really. It's almost like the rest of the world going around her isn't even there, right? She's just kind of detached, kind of got that kind of graceful calm. She says, I knew we'd run into each other again. She's really just a kind of longish brown hair, maybe about 5'4", right? Not really dressed in anything. What clothes she's wearing look a little too big for her and clinging to her, and Karen grabs your hand and just says, Elliot, run. And that's kind of where we're going to leave off. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing if you subscribed. If you want to hear more of this, please hit that bell to be notified of when we're going to have our next session posted. And as always, you can find us on Discord. You can find us here on our YouTube channel or on Twitter. Come check us out there. We thank you a lot again for tuning in. And again, if you can't roll high, you can always join us here at Initiative Zero.